Hi everyone, War Angel here, and welcome back to the Mucilon campaign for Mortal Empires. Now, first of all, sorry for not uploading anything for this campaign for the past week. Unfortunately, last weekend I wasn't feeling well, and then when I went to record on Tuesday, I was reminded then about a meeting I had to do online, which took a lot longer than expected, so unfortunately I didn't have time to record then. But we are back today and starting things off with an interesting battle against the cream of the moot, in the form of Glibfoot Volspanker, and I would love to know how he earned that name, and his army coming out to attack the forces of William the Terror Labranche, whose army has been stationed on the borders of the moot. Now, to give you a bit of a catch-up, this is actually about a turn later from the end of the last episode, where I started recruiting my new army, and got William here in position to attack Eisenstatten, the capital of the Moots, when these guys came out to attack. Now, the balance bar, as you can see, is not in my favour, so we are going to have to fight this battle myself, because I think we should be able to win this fairly easily, but we'll see how it goes on the battlefield itself. But before we hit the start battle, I just want to show off the discount Lord of the Ring heroes that are going to be fighting alongside the Halflings today. So never mind about Glibfoot, who you can see is the greatest Halfling hero the entire world has seen for generations, if you believe half the tales. But we also got Aragand, the Layabout, who claims to be a king and waiting of a far-off land. Oh, wow. We just got Giblet the Dwarf, a failed slayer who, in absolute shame, his peers sent him out to befriend an elf, which he did, much to the elf's disgust. And that elf is Legless the elf, whose alpha was morning constitutional, and was forcibly befriended by a hapless dwarf named Giblet. So between these discount heroes, the giant cockles will be fighting, and the tree men, this is going to be an interesting match. Looking forward to it on the battlefield. Well then, viewers, here we are at the moot, where I have to say, when I fought this battle, it really didn't match up with my image of what the moot would look like. To me, I remember the Shire from the Lord of the Ring movies, which, if you remember, is very brightly lit, and looks very, very nice and summery, whereas here, looks a bit more like what I see out my window at the moment, with the clouds and everything. Maybe it's just the time of year, maybe it's the vampiric corruption, or maybe the moot is very similar to Britain in its weather. Who knows? But the fact that it is cloudy is a perfect day for vampire count armies to fight under. No sun to worry about, you see. So, we're going to be fighting this battle with us waiting to perceive the enemy's advance. But I'm starting the things off in slow motion because I wanted to show off some of the units that we haven't seen yet for my army, as well as the Halfling units I have not seen in, well, I don't know if you guys might have seen them, but in case you haven't, I want to show them off. But we're going to start things off here with William on his steed. Now, I like the fact that it does look just like a typical Bretonnian lord, apart from the shield design looks pretty cool with the black grey on it, as well as the fact that if we look a bit closer, you can see his armour is black, rather than the typical silver that you would expect to see. So yeah, very, very cool. We've got our Graveguard here in with the great weapons, but over on my right flank, we've got the big hulking creatures, known as the Grey Men. Now, I have to say, they definitely look like something that's come from the swamps of Mucilon in their appearance. And their stats are pretty good as well. If I bring this up a second, you can see, for example, we've got things like the Slimy Shanks, which gives them benefits when they're fighting in the watery areas, as well as allows them to weaken enemy units nearby. I didn't realise that when I fought the battle, about them weakening nearby enemies, but that's a pretty cool ability to have. Hey. They can also aquatic, causes terror, and their stats are pretty decent, especially when it comes to defense. So, yeah, it was great fun checking these guys out in battle for the first time. But that's our two new units. The main ones I want to show off is the enemies. And if we start over on this side, first of all, we can leave the best to last. So first of all, we've got the enemy wardens. Now these guys look very, very serious for a Halfling. Don't you think? Someone must have told them that there's no more food for 11s. But what impressed me during this battle was a mixture of the high leadership that you can see in the side here, 131, as well as the fact that they've got a massive melee defense for this unit with 52. I mean, didn't even see all the tricksy little Harvlins. Harvlins have a knack for dodging blows before pinpointing exposed armor and thrusting their blade. Oh wow. So if they're losing melee combat, they actually get more melee defense and armor-piercing damage. That might have contributed as well. I had no idea about that ability. Huh. Fair enough. But yeah, they look a little serious, don't they, running as they are? If we continue along the line, though, we'll be able to see back behind the line, in fact, some of the enemy characters. So here we've got Legless the Elf, who's nice for an elf, apparently, according to his traits. And oh my god, what is wrong with Aragorn here? He definitely hasn't had much to drink, has he? Jesus Christ. Okay. And then we got Glibfoot Volspanker. His crossbow, I must admit, reminds me of Bianca. You know the crossbow that, what's his name, Varric has in Dragon Age? Just looks really cool with a customized detail on it, you know? Very, very nice. And he's got no shoes on. Excellent. But yeah, I feel sorry for Aragorn just looking at him right now. He looks completely out of it already. I suppose he is stinking drunk. That does help. And I love the fact that his card even says drunkard. Anyway, if I spin around a second, we can make our way through the Free Company militia. They look really, really cool in that green, don't they? In front of them, though, we've got Halfling Rangers. These are the guys with the bows. And surprisingly, they can stalk. They've got decent range as well, 160. That's actually pretty good. And then over here, we've got Giblets. And I have to show off the hair, guys. Look at that glorious mane. I mean, you have no worries about running into this guy in the dark, because his hair will light the way, I tell you. I'm pretty sure that the hair comes from the Bright Wizard or something like that, but it just looks really, really cool. Definitely notice it, don't you? Anyway, we're about to cast a spell here, so I'm going to carry on in just a minute. But of course, we've got the Treekin, the Wardens, and the last thing I wanted to show off, the Cockerel Riders. Look how cool these guys look. The mod authors have done a fantastic job with the models. They look just like cockerels, don't they? Which is funny when you consider that's not actually a model in the base game. Anyway, first blood of the battle comes to me. As you can see, I've unleashed a pendulum going across the enemy's line, thanks to Marguerite standing in front of the armies here. Sorry, here. And I made sure to overcast this so we did a lot more armor-piercing damage, so we managed to get quite a few kills in. Quite happy with that. I say few kills, we only got 8. Whoops. Anyway, let's speed things up. Now, the other reason I kept it far away from the front line is because, if you remember, I've got the mod in that when we overcast spells and miscast them, that it will cause a big explosion, which does damage and debuffs my units. So I wanted to make sure we kept her far away from the line before we start using the spell. Now, at this point, I was trying to run back and forth just to see about casting it again before they get too close. But she's starting to get shot at by the enemy's ranged units, like, I think it was Glibfoot probably firing then. But I saw Giblets actually getting closer and closer, so I decided to pull her back. I forgot how far she managed to get back before I start casting the spell again. So this time I'm going from this side, and that, my friends, is what a miscast should look like. It absolutely blasted a hole in my line. You can see it. We've done some damage to the Graveguard here and over here. We even lost a few models on this side. Wow. But anyway, the enemies are now getting closer to our line, so it's going to be a good opportunity now for us to start attacking. The Cockerel Riders have already charged straight into the Graveguard, but although we took some initial damage, they're not going to do too well against them. Especially as we start bringing in our polearm men-at-arms, whose long polearms are going to be devastating against the enemy Cockerel units. I also start bringing in my Crypt Ghouls. I've put one unit on each flank, as well as the Grey Men and my Vargulf, which is right here. They're going to go and outflank the enemy, because the enemy have decided to clump together quite nicely. So I'm pinning them all together with my infantry units. You can see behind the lines then, my Fallen Night Lord William is going after Aragorn the Layabouts. And sorry, I have to slow this down a minute. I just want to see what he looks like. Because going by his portraits, he should have a really weird face. Can't really tell, although his sword's broken, isn't it? It looks a bit sober now that he's actually fighting. Anyway, while that's all going on, I'm starting to bring in all my cavalry from the left flank, ready to charge into the enemy's rear. Luckily for me, the front line itself is going to go relatively well. The enemy aren't the best when it comes to attacking, but they are very good when it comes to defense. So they're just going to stick around and let me charge them multiple times with my cavalry units. As you can see, we're starting to do with our Crypticals as well as the Damned Knights of the Realm. Here in the center, we had the situation where the Treekin I originally charged forward decided to come back and go after William. But I pulled William out of there eventually and allowed them just to be swamped by all my Grey men, as well as the Graveguard with great weapons that were nearby and was fighting them originally. While that's going on then, Giblet has managed to make his way out and is actually going after Margaret. She's a decent melee combatant, but against a failed Slayer is not going to do the best job. So when I realised that was happening I was pushing William out through the group. In fact, you should see him somewhere around here. There he is. Stuck between a Grey Man and the Graveguard. But I'm bringing him through so we can go after Margaret to go after Giblet before he ends up killing her. Over this side then, we've got the Mortis Engine just doing some damage to the Wardens. It's not going to be a lot, but with its ability to cause terror, I figure it's going to help reduce the enemy's morale a little bit. Although I say that, it's still 69, and for the purposes of, being a YouTuber, nice. Over here though, things are going much better. The Wardens have taken a ton of damage between all the charges from the Damned Knights of the Realm, as well as over this side where they've been fighting my polearms and have been surrounded by Crypticals from behind. While they're not good against armor necessarily, they do have poison attacks and are good at dealing damage, which is quite useful. Over here then, I've sent off Bernhoff Richtelos, our White King, to go after Glibfoot. I figured with his heroic killing blow ability, he was going to be more than capable of taking on the enemy leader. So I'm just letting them carry on with their fights. We've got Black Knights then chasing after some Free Company militia. The Legless is still busy fighting away here, although now I'm bringing in the Black Knights to deal with him. And over here now we've got the other Cryptical units just chasing after the Halfling Rangers that were retreating off the map. Some men-at-arms and polearms have also chased after them too. But at this point, really, victory is mine. The enemy's Treekin is starting to run away, so I'm casting the Miasma here, just to slow them down so all my cavalry units can chase them down. We also managed to wound Glibfoot with Bernhoff finally, as well as seeing opportunities here and there to go after some last remaining heroes, with Arrogant here about to be cut down by our White King. Over here, Legless is being chased down by a lot of units, including our Black Knights, our Crypticals, and the Men-at-Arms here, but so he's going to fall pretty soon. Yeah, Treekin are going to die any minute. I've just got them chasing down the last remaining units. So, out of the enemy force that faced us, there's only going to be a handful of survivors. Just little things like this one man running off to spread the word of William Laplanche. But anyway, the battle is now mine. It's time to head back to the campaign map. So there we go. Decisive victory, despite what the balance bar originally told us. The entire enemy wiped out, and only a handful of casualties for our own force. Now, I do have to admit, these Wardens were extremely tough to crack. Just because, I'll probably show it during the replay, but these guys had like 54 melee defense or something like that. It was ridiculous. But we defeated them, and that was the main thing. So, what I want to do with survivors. We can murder them, we can dominate them, get a bit of extra replenishment. To be honest, we don't really need it. It's not going to provide a lot for our force. So I'm just going to go ahead and get a bit of extra dark magic. And now you can see where exactly I was when we had to deal with the attack. Hearty Bottles, Ludo Hogs. One day, I think I will have to do a moot campaign. Now, I already know that Real Beliefs has done one, and it wouldn't surprise me if other YouTubers have, but they just look so much fun. You know, especially with the variety of units they have, things like the Hovlin Hot Pots and things like that. Yeah, really would love to play them at some point. Oh yeah, I've been meaning to bring this up. I don't think I have yet, but now we're on here, might as well. You can see we've got one of the OVN Lost Faction mods then, the Ugma Brood. And yet descriptions were coming up about river hags and that, yet instead they were obviously dryads. Yeah, not sure what happened there. Must be a little bit of mod conflict somewhere along the line, or a hiccup somewhere. Who knows? Alright, Herman. Give it a go. I don't think I've been showing this on camera either, but I've been having a Vampire Count Rebel army attacking Kurion practically every end turn phase. But because of the way the undead mechanics works, just because you kill them does not mean they're actually eliminated. They could come back. And so every time I've just been hit an auto-resolve. Normally the commander survives or something like that, and then they retreat and then fight it again. But this time they have now been completely killed off. And I think this time I'm going to dominate them. Might be handy to have such a vampire in my army. Right, Confederation, Kazvak, Falkland, picked up Crone. Ooh, Battle Hardened. So not only is this going to give me extra starting levels from my peasant units, but most importantly, all my peasant units have a ward save. Now, given their armor isn't exactly the best, having the ability to reduce all enemy attacks by 10% is extremely good. So, I'm happy with that. Mission successful. Gary picked up the Rampage's standard as well as some diplomatic bonus. Okay, Drill Master. Right. Okay, done. So, you might have saw during me clicking for all of that I did start to do an army, but I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, and I thought, you know what? I had more than enough income, maybe I can build 2 armies. So over here at Lyonesse, I started recruiting an army for Nicolette, and up here at Languil, we've got a few units recruited for Vlad. Now, I've given it a bit of thought since I got to this stage earlier in the week. And I've decided that I'm going to remove Vlad's army for the moment. The reason being is because there are a number of campaigns out there already with Vlad von Carstein, but I haven't really seen much with Nicolette d'Ossement. And she's quite a cool character. If I click on here and here, you can see she's got a lot of her own magical items, like the Gown of Tears, the Blood Opal Brooch, and the Black Diamond Tiara. She's got her own unique skills, starting with Seduction and working all the way through the Acolytes, Knowledge Seeker, and so on and so on. And not only that, but we don't actually have a magical lord leading an army. All of our armies at the moment are martial characters, so I figured it would be a nice change of pace. Now, like I said, I do want to have an army for each of the bloodlines, so we definitely will be doing one with Vlad von Carstein eventually, but for the moment, I'm quite happy I have a Nicolette. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce his army. In fact, we'll get rid of you two as well. And do I want to just try and recruit them in here? Yeah, we might as well get the income, eh? So let's disband all of you. Vlad, we're going to have to swap out. It's a shame you can't just disband legendary lords when you no longer need them. You have to go through this fuss. So we have to go here, replace him, and then disband the army. That's improved our income quite a bit, which is quite nice. I've got 3 more turns until we can finish all our knight units. And then what I'm going to do probably is move her up towards Languil. So that way then we can get started on a few extra units. I might as well take the opportunity though, since we can recruit Graveguard, to get them... Hang on, there was something I did want to check. It was something to do with her unique skills. One sec. This one, right. So skeletal and zombie units can get extra melee defense and quite a massive loss reduction for vigor. Right. Could come in handy. I think it means then I'm not going to go for any mortal units. I'll just stick with skellies in her army. So yeah, we'll definitely get our hands on some of these though. I should do by the time we finish all of that. Perfect. So we'll leave her to carry on recruiting. And we've got 9,000 left. Oh no, actually, we need to get some heroes. So let's click on here. Damn it. I wanted to give her a White King as a champion of sorts, but we can't recruit him. What do we need? One sec. It used to tell you. Ah, here it is. Right, Lodestone of Darkness. I think I can build one over in Sylvania, so if we head over to there a moment. Let's have a look. Nothing here. Nothing in Drakenhof. Maybe, aha. Binding Circle, upgrade to a Lodestone of Darkness. We'll go ahead and do that right away. Just in case. Let's build some more stronger defenses in Sylvania. I've got 1,000 left. So, what else did I want to do? Okay, first of all, I think it would be a good idea for us to maybe start our war against Marienburg. Although saying that, they did spot, don't forget, some armies coming across here. I don't know, did I actually show that to you guys? No, it would have been in the... not the last turn we just sat through, the previous turn before that. There are some armies coming over that way. So I think we'll move Malabad back to Artois a moment. The Red Duke can start making his way up there as well. So that's you guys done. Nicolette's done. Armand. Right. William, the Terror. Let's get you to march towards Einenschatten. Let's have a look. Okay. We've got Dryads, Wardens, Bowman Militia, Halfling Hotpots, a Tree Man. To be honest, we could probably fight these guys relatively easily. But what I'm actually going to do... What do they actually have defensive? 72%. I'll tell you what, let's try something first. We do have our Banshee right here. So let's go ahead, damage the walls if we can. Successful? Great. So if we click on this now, 6 breaches. Should we go and attack straight away, do you think? I think we can do, otherwise we'll be... nah. We'll do it proper. Or even better, given the balance bar is slightly in their favour, maybe they'll come out to attack me. If that's the case, we should be able to deal with these guys pretty easily. But let's just prepare just in case. We'll do something like that. Take the opportunity then before we hit the end turn to level the characters up. And I think we should be all done. So, Malabad. Okay, we're 1 level away from leveling them up completely. So, once we've done that, I'll keep the skill points so we can work our way down all of these. So, we'll leave you for the moment. William. Let's give you combat skills. So we go melee defense. I think will be a good start for you. Attack! Margaret, let's give you the Pendulum, because I absolutely love that spell. And we'll finish off with Mystifying Miasma. So we can get that a bit cheaper. Aldrich, let's give you Van Hell's Dance Macabre to finish that off. Technology. Right. So what do we have here? We can go for steadier aim, making our bowman much better. Dishonored Knights, extra armor, weapon strength. Right. And Holy Tournaments. That could be useful. Right. What I'm thinking is, we'll go for Dishonored Knights. Let's go for an Unholy Tournaments as well. Because getting that 10% upkeep reduction for units like our Black Grail Knights will be extremely useful. And then after that, we're going to start focusing on increasing the amount of income we'll get from our other buildings. So, we'll bear that in mind. For you, quickly, let's go for some notes in the time. Let's hit that. Ah, wasn't expecting this. So we got a full stack of beastmen about to attack tiny little Montfort. And let's be honest, I'm not going to win this fight. Yeah, let's just auto resolve there. I have to admit, I've had a lot of misfortune when it comes to Montfort, haven't I? Oh, and it's been burnt out. How many times has something like this happened to it? The amount of times it's been attacked, it's been sacked, it's been now burnt to the ground. It's a cursed place, I tell you. Anyway, we've now picked a master recruiter for Nicolette. That's good to see. We'll stop through all of this. Failed a mission, sure. Alright, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right. Let's go first of all up here and deal with the Truthsayers Council. So they brought 2 armies up here. We've got Morrigan and Began Grill leading an army. So, let's see what we can do about this. I would like to try and attack both. I mean, they're probably going to run away though. But let's give it a go. I'm going to get the Red Duke to be reinforcements, if possible, just because we do want to give Malabad a bit more experience. So let's see if we can get you to attack Morrigan straight away. Are they going to run away? Yeah. Bugger. But on the plus side, we know that they're not going to try and attack me separately, are they? Alright, what about you? Can we... Damn it, I'm trying to get past attack. Okay, didn't work. No matter, we'll try and chase him down in the following turn. I mean... Do I want to try and use Force March just to pin them in place? Nah, we'll just have to leave him there. Okay, we've got 9,000 anyway. So let's have a look. You are still level 9. Nicolette has got her first units of Black Grail Knights. I'm just getting some normal Black Knights and then the rest of it. Can we raise any useful dead? Not particularly. Ah yeah, I forgot we can get Pegasus Knights. Ooh. Get 2 of those. There we go. Going to have a nice strong cavalry force for her army. Alright, Armand can just march around not doing what he's doing over there. Alright, you're got another turn or so before you start finishing your siege equipment. Okay, Eustache finished an assassination off, so he's tired at the moment. Is there any targets we can get you to do while we're here, though? We've got 40% here. Let's just get you in position. Even if you can't attack this turn, might be able to do it in the following turn. Failure. That's okay. It's okay. Leveled you up at least. Let's go... Hinder replenishment. Okay, leave that. Right, let's get you marching back over here. I haven't decided yet whether or not we're going to go for the Order of New Solent or for Stirland in terms of expansion over here. Not too sure. I mean, let's have a quick look at the diplomacy. Balthasar Gelt is allied with the Border Princes Stirland, Visseland and Angrand, but war with the Blood Dragons and Scry. How many territories do you have? 6. Oh right, he has expanded quite a bit into Havenheim. Right. When we do eventually attack someone, we may just join the war in order to circumvent all their allies. But we'll just have to wait and see. For the moment... Oh yeah, let me check my bloodlines. But how much do I need it again? 6, wasn't it, for the casualty replenishment? Okay. Talk about the last stand of Corion. We've got Bianca, Sigibald, and 24 archers against the garrison of Knight's Pass. Yeah. To be fair, we did lose 1 man. Who did we lose it from? Oh, we lost a single archer in that fight, but he did kill 5 of them in return, so that's okay. We'll go ahead, I think, and we'll just murder them. Throw them to the dire wolves. Oh dear me. This Alfrob is causing a lot of issues. He's now attacked Carag Ziflin in the mountains, and again, I can't fight that battle. Is he going to burn this one down too? Probably. Yep. Oh well, that's another settlement gone. We're definitely going to have to go and kill him at some point, and we can even see about taking back Carag Ziflin from these rebels in a minute. We'll come back to that. Anyway, let's pop for all of these. Failed that mission. Right. Okay, that's it. Right, so the Truthsayers Council is split up into 2 different directions. We've got Morrigan, or one of the Morrigans, heading down here, and the other one is over there. So let's send the Red Duke, I think, going after her. And I'll send a Malabar after this one here. No. What? What the hell are you doing? Huh? So I kid you not, I was actually clicking on it straight away. And instead, it's gone a long way round. I mean, why? Oh, there is a river there, to be fair. Okay, that might actually work out though, because if they had to use force march and cross over the river, that might have pinned them in place. But god, that's annoying. Right, okay. Anyway, Aiden, you've moved up to here now. I'm using his ability to boost income because Bordello is our second wealthiest region, I believe. Yeah, not as much as Dragonhearth. I mean, bloody hell, 8,000. But yeah, Bordello is still the second most wealthiest, so any extra boost we can give will be great. Nicolette, one more turn. You're fine there, and I'll just let you hover around here for the moment. How's it looking now? One more siege tower. I'll probably fight this battle in the next episode. I think, well, I don't really need to lay siege. We could have probably just attacked it with the holes in the wall. But I was kind of hoping they were going to come out to attack me. Because that way then I wouldn't have to try and push through the walls and we could attack them without the towers actually attacking us. But if we have to, we have to. Right, let's spin that around a minute. Okay, Eustache, you've healed up. Can you go and assassinate for me? Critical success, actually killing him off completely. And give me another blood kiss. I'll take that. 2 turns now of exhaustion, right. Let's go hinder replenishment for you then. Can actually upgrade Grunzint. I'm going to go ahead and do that, because when we eventually do attack Marienburg, having defenses and actual walls here could keep an army distracted for a little bit. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then let's have a look. Castle Baston, I have been meaning to upgrade you for some time. I'll go ahead and give you that Nat. Although saying that... yeah. Saying that, with Montfort burned down yet again, maybe I won't be using that as a recruitment area. Right, let's have a look. That's level 4. Let's improve that to growth instead, just to help out a little bit there. We'll grab those, sure. Or better yet, let's grab that. I might as well do both. Okay, all that's okay. How's everything else? Sylvania, let's start boosting that up, just because we can get a bit more money coming in from here. In fact, what we'll do... let's grab that here, and upgrade this. Might as well get a bit of extra food and that coming in. Okay, right King, let's give you hard to hit. Just make you even tankier. Huh. Okay. Wasn't expecting this. So somewhere out of the blue, it looks like Reichland have declared war on me, and Commander Bernhardt of the Grudgebringers is leading the army here. Wow. Got the Deathjacks. Just having a quick look. He hasn't got anything unique for his army, because Commander Bernhardt is part of the Grudgebringers faction, and you may have seen the campaign I did with the Grudgebringers on the channel already, but... given that he's now part of Reichland, obviously means that his faction got destroyed somewhere down in the Southlands. Yeah. I mean, according to the balance bar, it's not actually exactly in their favour, but I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I don't know what my chances were being able to defeat them otherwise. Especially with things like, you know, the hammer, the witches, the mortars, loads and loads of gunmen. Our bowmen would not have had much of a chance. Yeah. What are they going to do? They take it back. That's fine. What? Now the Barrow Legion have declared war on me too. Oh, for God's sake. Thanks, game, for telling me when this stuff happens. Like, I saw the defensive alliance had broken, fair enough, but there's a difference between diplomacy just saying, right, we're no longer allies, and them telling me, oh, by the way, we're now at war with you. And likewise with Reichland, we were we were at peace with them in the previous Centurion phase, and now they've somehow joined a war against me, and yet no one's mentioned about it until they come charging in to attack my settlement. Thanks, game. Okay, got out of my system now anyway. We're still going to have to deal with the Truthsayers Council, and now I'm going to have to start moving troops down in order to deal with Reichland at some point. Okay, things are going to start getting a little bit more tricksy. Okay then. I'm going to leave things here for today, but now we're going to have a bunch of stuff we're going to have to deal with. So, once we go for all the pop-ups, thank you game. So, current situation. We're now at war with Reichland, we're at war with the Barrow Legion, despite the fact that we were allies with them at one point. And now we've got a ton of armies about to march down to attack Bastan. We do have the Red Duke in position, we'll be able to start marching him down to try and help out. But, oh hang on. Oh, I thought we were also at war with Marienburg. That would have been a surprise. But no, it's just our war symbol was right next to them. Alright. Malabad can go and finish these off. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I want to kill them off if possible, just so we can level him up. What? Oh, you're kidding me. They can retreat across the river with no penalties to their movement, but I can't. Anyway, I'm going to end things here. So guys, thank you for watching today's one. I hope you enjoyed, and you do join me next time for some more Warhammer. But until then everybody, take care, stay safe, and goodbye for now.